cuts. The game like big pitch came to join up. Yeah, I'm still independent.
It's week 14 of the NFL, and we'll see the Buccaneers leader at quarterback. After his last game, now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Bucs and the Saints. All that and more coming up next on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and our home team. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Saints team as they enter play. And losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Bucs, they've certainly found their groove of late, winners of 5 in a row.
And I think the sky's the limit for this team. They're playing the best football that they've played in a long time.
Two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. And leading him out, their veteran quarterback.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well. Won the ball game, bottom line. May not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football.
Wow, just one snap in, partner, and the complexion of this game has already changed because for the defensive side, they just handed their offense a short field and a big early advantage. And even though it's only the first snap of the game, we're going to look back on this one and see if it has lasting effects as this game moves on.
So here are the Saints now with great starting field position. And a glance here at the southpaw, who will be calling the plays under center.
And what he's thinking about right now is first down, let's find a way to make a big play. Because when you get a sudden change situation, and that defense has to rush onto the field unexpectedly, you might catch them having a defensive breakdown or not quite prepared.
And it was really sudden after the first play picked off. They'll come out throwing here on first down. And he fires one incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Makes it 2nd and 10 at the 23-yard line.
On play action, they'll throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And they'll get to him short of the first down at about the 16. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
And this one is right through. And the Saints are going to take a 3-0 lead. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive. Not the way they wanted to begin things. You had the interception on the first play of the game. The good news, it only led to 3 points.
And remember our conversation with him prior to the ball game? He said they had something special designed for the first play. It didn't hit. Let's see if he can rebound from it and not let it get him down.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. Out of the gun now on third down. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Out comes the Saints offensive unit and the NFC playoff race. Let's have a look at it. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. The Bucs with an extra defender now in the secondary here on third down. Now back to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. And he is going to have the Saints first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable third down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
Now a play fake here on first down. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's taken down at the 50 after a short gain of 2. The Saints at 7-5 now in the year. Now, they were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So you know they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll bring up fourth down.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be fourth and short.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. And this one is no good. He missed it. And that will keep this a 3-point game.
And this is a commentary on today's kickers and just how good they are that a coach would think about running his guy out there to try a 59-yarder. Here it backfires on him, but as a kicker, you have to appreciate the confidence that they showed in you.
So out come the Bucs now. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Not too shabby for his first carry of the game. That's exactly what most teams are looking for, a really good change of pace back.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll set up to throw. And it's intercepted. There he goes, right side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Charles, he was looking for just a short throw, kept it in range for the rare linebacker pick six.
And giving full credit for his focus. He just kept the quarterback in his sights, and where he was looking to throw, he positioned himself perfectly to be there for the interception. He made the play of the game for his defense right there.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. He's got it, and now it's a 10-0 lead here in the opening quarter. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Well, the road ahead a little bit more difficult now after that pick six. So dealing with this deficit here, we'll see if he can try to make amends on this drive. 1st and 10. After the pick six, they go right back to the air. Looking middle, and that's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. 1st down.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed 1st down there. They've needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. A look there at his numbers on the ground a week ago. Pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers, because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Got a man in, and I think the ball's out. And this is picked up by the Saints. And now off to the races down the right side. And he's into the end zone. A fumble return and a Saint touchdown. And he has great speed, defensive back speed. Once he got and took off, there was no catching.
And I know every team tells you to hustle no matter what the play, but there was no chance of catching him. Maybe if it had been a defensive tackle with him with the ball, but not in this case.
Point after try forthcoming. He's got it, and it's 17-0. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football. We witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So an early advantage now, and a good one. 17-0 our scores. They kick this one away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. They'll start this drive out on the ground. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Looking to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Harper. So they'll wind up losing 7 on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
That was well defended, and while it was a completion, it resulted in a loss of yardage. It's really, really hard for a running back to think to himself, I probably should have just dropped it and saved the yardage. It goes against the entire training that he's had his whole career.
So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise there in the dive. He'll look to throw. Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
Well, someone is certainly having a big game, and while that sack doesn't quite have the splash of his pick 6 from earlier, you know he's thrilled to be making big plays during a great individual effort today.
Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Now a fair catch called for and made right on the 45-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
A quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. A handoff as they run the counter play. And nowhere for him to go again. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. They'll set up a throw. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And there's a work of art right there. Out of bounds at the 2-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he'll find a little space. He gets this up near the 10. A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
And he is going to have the Buccaneers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now that's a catch of some significance. It's number 631 of his career, and why that's significant, it ties him with Hall of Famer Raymond Berry.
He was one of the most precise route runners at any position during his time in his career. So I think that we're seeing something very similar here. He may not have known Raymond Berry, but he goes about his business the same way. Understands how defenses are going to play, understands where the leverage is, and goes away from it to the tune of 631 catches.
On 2nd down now, it's Harper. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. 17-0 our score after 1. Second quarter now, and it's Buccaneer football. The Bucs on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll look to throw here. And that will be incomplete. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this 1st half as he gets it away. This is brought in at the 21.
And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt.
And that will come the offense as they take over. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here.
Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming.
Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. 2nd and 5. Over the middle, it's complete.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
And that's a more than interceptable read right there because it's zone coverage. So timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
They go play action here on first down. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. They go right back to him for 20 and a first.
And partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. He's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
So first and 10 now from the 30. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And the box with an extra defender in the secondary now on third down. Back to throw. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So this lead, Charles, is continuing to swell here in the first half.
It's interesting. When we talked to them prior to the game, they told us that their game plan was take no prisoners. And they've lived up to it so far because everything has worked. No guarantee that'll continue. But all in all, this coaching staff's got to be very pleased by what they've seen.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now.
And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but well, let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. Now the try here for the point after. And that stretches the lead to 27. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
Now this is going to put him back with not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
2nd and 4. And he's got his man out of the slot, complete.
The second down pass.
They'll run on first down. Harper fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. 2nd and 9 now from the 21. They'll look to throw. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. This offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot. And here, another sack.
All game long, we've seen missed assignments, which have led to turnovers, sacks. This group has not played well at all here in the first half.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. He'll look to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. And he'll take it just outside the 40. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there.
A CD after this game, there will be 4 weeks left in the regular season. So this is far from the final version of what we'll see come January, more of a first draft, if you will, as all these teams fight for a better position.
And you pointed it out so accurately there, Brandon. After this game, 4 weeks left in the regular season, and then the playoffs officially begin. But for some teams, trying to fight to make it to the playoffs, they're actually in a playoff push right now.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Back to throw here. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. 3rd catch in this first half for him, and this one is a 1st down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
It's not a huge breakaway run, but if your starting running back finishes the game with averages of 5 or 6 yards per touch, you'll take that every single time.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And this is going to lead to another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 21. 12 yards on 3rd down as the drive rolls on.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. They run a draw here on 2nd down. And he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And they'll be in search of 6 yards here on 3rd down. This is now the 9th play of the drive. He'll drop to throw. He's got it. Touchdown, Saints. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Saints are able to add on to their first half lead. Oh, such great concentration. They're going right up against the side of the end zone, but able to get the feet in bounds.
There are so many things that go into that catch, and you just mentioned the concentration, being able to catch the football, get your feet down in bounds, hang on to it all the way through the process of the catch. That was a phenomenal play.
Now comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it all culminates in a Saints touchdown.
The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Back now comes Tampa Bay. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Now he dumps this off over the middle. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw again. Got a man and he hits him in stride.
And he's going to have a first down, and they get into field goal range here at the 29.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Flush to his right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. This will be caught inside the 10. The Bucs forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And here he'll get it down to the 7. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. We'll kick things off up at FedEx Field, an NFC battle between Carolina and Washington. And it's the Panthers who are out in front. The Panthers trying to finish that one off and claim victory. From there, we head over to the Windy City. Check on the Bears at home, Soldier Field. And they trail in that ball game to the visiting Tennessee Titans. The Titans trying to gut this one out, as it would be a good victory for them if they could get it. Finally, we're off to Atlanta. Check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they currently trail the visiting Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles locked in a tight one, but this is a game you feel they've got to have. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in the first half for Tampa Bay. And they didn't get a whole lot accomplished through the air in those first 2 quarters of play. They'll need to up their game if they want to rally all the way back. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they too didn't throw the ball as well as they would have liked. And I think both teams would say there's room for improvement in the second half.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. And the Saints set to go here to begin the 3rd quarter.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
He was able to pick up 6 yards there, so that leaves him with a 3rd and 13.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this one is incomplete. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. Now a hit and a loose football.
Recovered by the receiving team.
And that's what friends are for.
Right. As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turned it over there. That's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. A pass there over the middle to start things out. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. And see, you look at this defense, what kind of pressure are they under trying to stop a team that has won 5 games in a row?
Well, to me, it makes their job harder because you know you're going up against an offense that's playing at an elite level. And sometimes you can get too caught up in trying to play the perfect game. You're trying to be too precise, too fine, instead of just letting it rip. And I think that's more the priority than trying to be absolutely perfect.
Holding offense.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. How about this? They'll try the option. Left side. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. And they'll run on the inside handoff. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he's going to be met at about the 43. Now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. They'll drop the throw. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 23. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Harper, and able to work his way down to the 16.
Tackle made at the 16-yard line. It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
2nd and 3. That is caught inside the 5. And the Buccaneers are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
Now back to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. From 4 yards out. And the Buccaneers are able to cut into that deficit. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead drops from 34 down to 27. A 10-play drive that time. And it's all finished off with a touchdown by Tampa Bay. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Taken at the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. This offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Still well in control of this ball game despite giving up that touchdown a moment ago. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. They'll set up to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Looking deep downfield. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown! A great effort there. 83 yards. And the Saints are pouring it on. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that's the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. But now this offense comes back out onto the field. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just... And now a fumble. The ball's out. And this is picked up by the Saints. And his guys will take over at the 14-yard line in the red zone. And a little careless there, Charles, on that carry.
And it's not just having two hands on the ball. It's tucking it away. It's using your body to keep people shielded off. It's so many different things into taking care of it and having ball security. In that case, though, we didn't see it happen.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Hands it off out of the gun.
And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A great play there. His 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Saints are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, familiar refrain, a turnover leads to a touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this third quarter.
Yeah, partner, I'd say there are a lot of grins breaking out on that sideline because, let's face it, they came in thinking they were in for a real fight in this game, but this one's been about as one-sided as we've seen in a while. In addition, if you're a backup, time to start stretching and loosening up. You may get some playing time in this one.
Extra point right down the middle, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Buccaneers getting ready to go as they take the field.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Up the middle they go. It's Harper. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. On third down, he'll drop to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field.
They're obviously right now in the driver's seat, comfortably ahead. They've scored on a couple straight possessions, Charles, and I mean, for them, I guess it's just more of the same, right? Keep doing what you've been doing.
Yeah, it's not typical for us to see games out of reach in the third quarter. Right now, they're unstoppable in this one. And seeing how they just came out onto the field, it does appear like they're done scoring points in this one. They look awfully confident.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 36. Looking to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete.
And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. Well, these two teams, they met up way back in the season opener. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. 2nd down and 8.
They're going to look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
They'll look to throw again. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
And he is going to have a Saints first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Saints look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team.
Now the Buccaneer offense gets set to take over.
Well, that 5-game win streak is ticking away here in the fourth quarter. Just haven't been as sharp in this one.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Eluding the pressure right. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the side.
You can almost see all the defenders rubbing their hands together with glee because we all know they relish the chance to bring down a quarterback of his caliber. Anyone who brings him down has plenty to talk about. Not just a sack, but a big win built off the efforts of this defense.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. He'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. This offense so far on 3rd down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This will be 3rd and a mile. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Harper, and he will forge his way forward only up to the 2-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
But they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And he's able to get it out of there. Now a fair catch taken just across midfield, maybe by a yard or 2. So a change of possession here on the punt.
The Saints again ready to go on offense.
And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
Holding offense.
An unfortunate time for the penalty there. That cancels out a positive play from this offense.
Well, not to sound too trite or too accepting, but you and I both know it happens. You got to accept it and move on. Yardage, you got to get back. Focus on the next play and move on.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. They'll set up a throw. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And Tampa Bay trots out there now.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Back to throw now on 1st down. And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. And the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up 2nd down. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
They'll look to throw here. Being chased out left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit.
So they hadn't called on him at all until this point, but he comes through here and buries one from long range.
Yeah, that's awfully impressive because usually kickers like to get that first one out of their system in the 1st quarter, sort of get them into the flow of the game, but to come in this late and knock it down from long distance, give him a lot of credit.
Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
It's going to be a runner. It's going to be a thrower. Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it number 1 for what we've seen this season.
And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30.
81 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Back to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. Here comes the Saints punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. Now the Buccaneer offense set to take over again.
We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD, but unfortunately the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
2nd and 4. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw.
And that throw behind his man, he missed it, incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Back to throw here. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Here comes the Buccaneers punter now as he's on to kick it away. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The Saints coming out now to take the field.
And they look to finish strong in this fourth quarter. And this is a unit that certainly has turned things around from a week ago. Just a much more productive all-around ball game.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Only a yard on the pickup, so from a good situation on 2nd and 2, it's now 3rd and 1. So it's Saints football as we get you reset.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's 2nd down.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here.
And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. 110 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. Usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for the home team here, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they move to 8-5. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Dallas Cowboys next week. Meanwhile, for the Buccaneers, they can ill afford to drop too many more as they fall to 7-6 on the year. And they'll try to turn it around next week as they head to Atlanta for a matchup with the Falcons.